Breathe in. Feel that? The cool kiss of Andean mist on your skin, carrying whispers from a world where giants touch the sky. High in the heart of Colombia's coffee triangle, where emerald hills roll like ocean waves frozen in time, rises Valle de Cocora, a valley of dreams cradled by the Central Cordillera at 1,800 to 2,400 meters above the sea. Here, the Quindío River carves secrets from the stone, and clouds don't just visit. They live, draping the landscape in a perpetual veil of mystery. This isn't your postcard jungle. It's a living symphony. The tallest palms on Earth, swaying like enchanted spires up to 60 meters high, Cloudforest teeming with endangered whispers of life, and a coffee culture so woven into the soul of the land, it tastes like history in every sip. Valle de Cocora, named for a Quimbayan princess Star of Water, beckons the wanderer, the seeker, the soul-craving connection. Founded in legend, protected by law, it's where nature's grandeur meets human ingenuity. A hike not just through trails, but through time. In the next half hour, we'll lace up our boots and plunge into the mist. From the colorful streets of Salento to the palm-fringed paths of the valley floor. We'll uncover the wax palm's ancient guardianship, chase hummingbirds through hidden reserves, and savor the rhythms of Colombia's coffee heartland. This is more than a trek. It's an immersion into South America's unsung Eden, a place where every step echoes resilience, every vista tells a tale of harmony. Welcome to Mist and Palms. Let's begin the ascent. Our story starts in the Cafetero, the coffee axis, a verdant triangle spanning Quindío, Risaralda, and Caldas departments, etched into the Andes like the veins of a leaf. This UNESCO World Heritage Site, inscribed in 2011, isn't just about beans. It's a cultural masterpiece, a testament to how 19th century Antiochian settlers tamed steep slopes over 25 degrees, carving small family fincas from highland forests. Picture this. In the 1830s, pioneers from Medellin trekked south, planting Arabica seeds in the misty embrace of the mountains. What bloomed wasn't mere agriculture, it was a way of life. The cafeteros, these resilient coffee farmers, built homes of bajareca, woven cane and clay walls under clay-tiled roofs, blending Spanish colonial flair with indigenous ingenuity. Their tools? The sombrero aguadeño, a wide-brimmed hat shading eyes from the equatorial sun, rawhide shoulder bags slung with freshly picked cherries. Today, over 500,000 hectares sustain 563,000 families, producing 12 million bags of coffee annually, world-renowned for its balanced body and bright acidity. Fly into Armenia's El Aden airport, 45 minutes from Salento, or bus in from Bogota or Medellin. But the real gateway? Salento, Quindío's jewel, 25 kilometers north of Armenia, a kaleidoscope of ochre, azure, and crimson facades lining cobblestone calls. Dawn here stirs with the scent of roasted beans from nearby fincas. Start with a tour. Hike terraced slopes at Finca El Ocaso or Don Elias, learning the meticulous process, hand-picking only ripe reds, fermenting in wooden tanks, sun-drying on raised patios. Taste the terroir. Volcanic soils lend chocolate notes. High altitudes, 2,000 meters, slow the cherries ripening for nuanced florals. Its reciprocity, Aini, as the Incas might say, farmers giving back to the land that feeds a nation. Colombia's coffee, it's 50% of exports, a symbol of identity, fueling everything from global lattes to local fiestas where couples dance bambuco under string lights. From Salento's main plaza, hop a Willie, a rugged WY-era Jeep, Colombia's iconic Valley Shuttle, for the 11-kilometer bounce to Cocora's trailhead. $6 round trip, departing hourly from 5:30 a.m. As you climb, the landscape unfurls, rolling quilt of coffee bushes, banana groves, and dairy pastures, the Andes' rumpled spine rising like a dragon's back. By 7:30 a.m., you're there, mist curling like smoke from a shaman's pipe, the air crisp at 15 degrees Celsius, laced with damp earth and wild orchids. But Cocora's soul predates the jeeps. Long before coffee crowns this valley hummed with Quimbaya voices, the indigenous people who thrived here from 500 BC to the Spanish conquest in 1536. Gold artisans extraordinaire. They wove gold into nose rings and tumbaga alloys, trading along rivers teeming with trout. Their chief, Acaime, had a daughter named Cocora, Estrella de Agua, Star of Water, whose legend lingers in the valley's name and the crystalline streams that quench it. Spanish chroniclers called them the most beautiful Indians, but conquest brought chains. Encomiendas forced labor on haciendas, blending African, indigenous, and European threads into Colombia's vibrant tapestry. By the 1980s, Cocora teetered on the brink. Incorporated into Los Nevados National Natural Park in 1985 under Law 61, signed by President Belisario Betancourt, the valley became a 58,000-hectare sanctuary. Why? To halt the felling of its guardians. The Quindío wax palm, Ceroxylon quindiuense, declared Colombia's national tree. Prized for Palm Sunday fronds, these slow growers, taking 100 years to mature, were vanishing. Today, penalties loom for any axe raised, fines, arrests, a decree echoing the land's plea for mercy. It's a rebirth story, much like the yellow-eared parrot, once critically endangered, now vulnerable, its flock rebounding from 81 in 1999 to thousands thanks to palm nesting protections. Lace up. The hike begins at the blue-signed trailhead, a 3 to 5 hour loop weaving 11 kilometers through farmland, jungle, and cloudforest. Opt counterclockwise for drama. Start uphill through pastures dotted with Frisian cows, the path a gentle mud-slicked ribbon underfoot. Mist beads on your poncho like dew on spider silk. Half an hour in, the first palms emerge, solitary sentinels, their trunks straight as masts, fronds fanning 6 meters wide like emerald parasols. These aren't palms of beaches, they're highland titans, roots clutching volcanic soil, surviving on 2,000 millimeters of annual rain, peaks in October's 279 millimeter deluge. Deeper now, the trail dives into the Cloudforest, a biosphere of perpetual twilight where epiphytes drape branches like living lace. This is the realm of the wax palm's kin. Pinot Romaron's twisted pines, Setacuero's 7-layered bark, Encinillo's glossy leaves filtering light into jade shafts. Frailejones, friar-like sentinels, dot the understory, their velvety rosettes hoarding water like desert nomads. And puyas, bromeliad queens, spike skyward in armored rosettes, blooming once a century in fiery yellow torches. Biodiversity pulses here. Over 200 orchid species cling to trunks. 300 bird types flit through the canopy, from the Andean condors' 3.3-meter wingspan soaring overhead to the black-billed mountain toucan's rainbow beak piercing fruits. Pause at a viewpoint. The valley unfolds below, a trough of green cradled by jagged ridges, the Quindío River a silver thread 1,800 meters down. Spot the shadows of pumas prowling at dusk or the elusive mountain tapir, Andean unicorn, nibbling ferns in twilight. Sloths hang languid, 3-toed fingers curled in bromeliad nests. But the stars? Hummingbirds, 6 to 8 species at Acaime Reserve alone, their iridescent throats flashing emerald, ruby, sapphire as they duel at nectar feeders, sword-billed hummer, longest beak relative to body, buff-winged star-frontlet, velvet black with fiery crest. These jewels fuel on heliconias, their wings a blur at 80 beats per second. And the yellow-eared parrot, Ornithorhynchus icteratus, lime green with saffron ears, a 42-centimeter marvel, 285 grams of feathered poetry, nests exclusively in palm hollows, its calls echoing like forgotten flutes. Conservation heroes like Fundación Loro Parque turned the tide, from near extinction to a hopeful ascent. Yet this wild heart beats in tandem with human hands. The trail skirts coffee fincas, those terraced masterpieces where shade trees shelter beans from harsh sun, mimicking the Cloudforest's dappled light. Pause for a chat with a cafetero, Don Jose perhaps, in his aguadeño, explaining the selective harvest, plucking only the ripest, yielding just 500 kilos per hectare. It's labor of love. Women in embroidered blouses balance baskets on hips, children giggling as they sort beans by hand. The culture? Fiesta bound. Harvest season's Tukma-ku way, Thanksgiving dances with fiddles and accordions where coffee fuels not just bodies but bonds. In Salento's evenings join a Katashan, cupping ceremony, swirling, sniffing, slurping to divine floral highs or nutty depths. Colombia's brew? Its resilience incarnate, surviving civil wars, global slumps, emerging as the world's third largest producer. An hour in, cross the first suspension bridge, a swaying ribbon over the river's roar, cables humming like harp strings. Below, rainbow trout dart in crystalline pools, farmed sustainably for the valley's eateries. Lunch calls, fresh trucha, baked in herb sauce with patacones, crispy plantain slices, and arepa de choclo, sweet corn pockets. At Trail's Fork, veer right for a caim, a 1-kilometer detour to paradise. Entrance, 20,000 pesos, granting nectar for the soul. Hummingbird ballet at feeders, panoramic decks overlooking the abyss, a cafe steaming with hot chocolate laced with queso. Owned by descendants of Chief Akaimi, it's a bridge to the past. Residents sharing Quimbaya lore by firelight, palms whispering approval. As the path steepens, a 1-hour slog through pine groves, the mist thickens, birthing legends. Cocora, the princess, loved a warrior from rival lands. Forbidden, their union sparked war. She leapt from these cliffs, her tears birthing the river, her spirit, the mist. Or so the tale goes, woven from oral threads, a reminder of love's wild cost. These heights guard other enigmas, undiscovered Frailejon meadows perhaps, or tapir trails etched by paws unseen. The valley's fractures, from Nevado del Ruiz's 1985 eruption burying Armero in Lahar, remind us, nature rules. Yet the palms endure, their resin once waxing church candles, now symbols of revival. Deforestation scarred 20th century hills, but reforestation blooms. Nurseries like Finca La Montaña propagate saplings, 3 kilometers from the trailhead, a green army against erosion. Crest the ridge, the classic loop's climax, descend through bamboo thickets, guadua angustifolia, earthquake-proof giants, into the Palm Cathedral. Here, 200 giants cluster, trunks rising like marble columns in a forgotten temple. Wander their grove, 30 minutes of pure wonder. Fronds rustle in the breeze, filtering light into halos. The ground carpets in ferns and moss, soft as velvet. It's otherworldly, Jurassic in the Andes, a portal where time dilates. Binoculars out. Scan for the Andean guan, plump game bird rustling understory, or the puma's tawny flash at twilight. 150,000 souls visit yearly, but in this hush, you're alone with the ancients. Dawn's promise yields to afternoon's glow, but Cocora's legacy endures. Threats linger. Climate shifts dry the clouds. Tourism's footfall erodes paths. Illegal logging whispers in fringes. Yet hope thrives. Proaves and locals nest box for parrots. UNESCO's gaze ensures sustainable fincas. Cap visits at eco-lodges like La Serrana. Hammocks amid palms or camp under stars, waking to condor cries. Best time? Dry season, December, March, or July, August, though mist charms year-round. Pack. Waterproof boots for mud, layers for 12 to 25 Celsius swings, bug spray for chiggers, and ethics. Leave no trace. Extend the magic. From Cocora, jeep to Salento for nightlife. Brandy sips at brujerias, witch-themed bars, or deeper into the triangle, Pereira's Wax Museum, Manizales Thermal Springs. It's a region, reborn. Coffee's black gold funding schools, roads, dreams, as the sun dips, painting palms in molten gold. Feel it. Valle de Cocora isn't a destination. It's a dialogue between mist and man, palm and parrot, bean and blood. It calls you to hike not just paths, but purposes, to tread lightly, savor deeply, connect profoundly. Princess Cocora's star still shines in every drop of water, every cup of cafe. Have you chased these giants? Grab your pack. The Andes murmur, ven, come. Discover the mist, embrace the palms, taste the culture. Your epic awaits. Thanks for wandering with me. Like, subscribe for more hidden horizons. Until the next trail, keep the wonder alive.